The belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala encompasses four things. The first one is believing in His existence subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whoever denies Allah and His existence is not a believer. However, no one can truly deny the existence of Allah. They know it deep within themselves, but they deny it. And there is a point in time in every person, the person that denies Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where they become believers in the oneness of Allah. This happens at their hardships, in times of distress and danger, most crucial times of their lives. When they are suffering or when something bad is about to happen to them, they seek refuge in their Lord to reveal their distress and to answer their prayers. And the question is, why is that? Why are they doing that? Why are they throwing their whole belief out the window at this crucial time? This actually happens because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us a natural disposition in recognizing His oneness. See, monotheism lies deep in their souls. But unfortunately, what happens after they are saved, their self takes over. They deny their natural disposition. They follow their whims, they follow their desires, and they go back to their blindness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about this in the Quran. فَإِذَا رَكِبُوا فِي الْفُلْكِ, and when they embark on a ship, دَعَوُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ, they invoke Allah, making their faith pure for Him only. فَلَمَّا نَجَّاهُمْ إِلَى الْبَرِّ, but when He brings them safely to land, إِذَا هُمْ يُشْرِكُونَ, they give a share of their worship to others. So don't be unjust towards yourself. Don't be too high in accepting the truth. If you are humble enough, you are able to look into yourself and see that you truly believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second thing is believing in His exclusive Lordship. The actions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, singling Him out alone in His worship, in His Lordship. Meaning, believing that He alone is the Lord. He alone is the creator, the owner, the controller. He created the heavens and the earth. He created humans. He alone created us. And He alone sustains us. So when you say who controls the affairs of the heavens and the earth, you say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Almighty. Allah Almighty, with no helper and no partner. The third thing about believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is singling Him out alone in worship. You worship Him alone. We said in the second thing that He alone sustains us. So He alone deserves our worship. No partners with Him. Whoever claims that there is a deity to be worshipped besides Allah does not truly believe in Allah. Because it's the right of Allah. This is His right alone. Nothing besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deserves worship. Like we said, because He alone created us, He alone sustains us, He alone accepts our invocations. So why would we worship someone else? Why would we put intercessors between us and Allah? Anyone who associates partners with Allah have not truly believed in Allah. The fourth one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us in the Quran, and the Prophet ﷺ told us about the names and attributes of Allah, whether it's in the book or in the Sunnah. So we affirm what Allah Azza wa Jal has affirmed to Himself regarding His names and attributes in a matter befitting to His majesty, without any distortion, without denial, without likening His attributes to the attributes of the creation, because there is nothing like unto Him. Whoever distorts the verses or the hadiths about the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not truly accomplished the belief in Allah. So these are the four things that encompass the believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first one is believing in His existence. The second one is believing in His exclusive Lordship. The third one is believing in His worship, and He is the only one that's deserving of worship. And the fourth one is believing in the names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.